thinking about, was it Rust that you did the player story
Yep.
that we talked about last week?
Mm.
And sort of, it was interesting to me in that sort of multiplayer game how linear it felt. Like I know obviously it's a game and so there's choices, but
Mm-hmm.
obviously the point of the player story is to sort of put that into a linear timeline.
Mm.
Um,
Well, in
and so
fact,
yeah,
Rust is an open world game, so I mean, you can say there's choices. There's infinite choices in which way you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
that sort of player story, I think I would be really interested in building it
Mm.
out for Yakuza, sort of doing that analysis and then coming back and saying, okay, well, almost using that as a framework for
Yeah.
Arvo to
Yeah.
help
Yeah. hundred
as
percent.
like a guiding pillar.
Because the player stories allow you to sort of focus in on what you actually want. So you were saying, about Rust. I mean, if I had have gone into every potential option they could have done, that they could have, where the player could have actually gone, then you'd never get anything done. So that's kind of almost irrelevant in a sense in that story. I'm telling the sort of the generic story about. It doesn't really matter where you go. You're looking for resources. You're running around. You're trying to either avoid or combat, do combat with players. You're trying to build up resources so you can build a base. You need to find somewhere to build a base. It doesn't really matter where you go in the open world. That's kind of what you're doing when you
Mm,
first start.
yeah,
So the same thing. I mean, you could certainly do here. You could work out your player stories, but focusing on the things that you really want to focus on. You don't need to include those things that are not useful. So if you do that,
yeah,
let me know. I'd be really interested to see what you come up with.
yeah. It might be in a couple of weeks once the prototype month is over, but I do
Yep.
want to, and it is interesting hearing you sort of reinforce that idea that you get to just focus. Don't look at me. I don't want to think about it. Focusing on the things that you want in the story, because
Hmm.
one of the things that hasn't crossed my mind because I've been thinking about it in the context of Arvo is all the mini games. Like Yakuza is quite well known for like the karaoke and
Mm-hmm.
like baseball and bowling and they love to have all these mini games in there, and I'm like, it's fun and I enjoy some of them, but it's not it's not relevant to my player story, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
When I
Mm-hmm.
play this game it doesn't really come up, so
Hmm.
um
So again, yeah, that's your experience, which
mm,
you're wanting to build on your experience and transfer that into your game. So yeah, absolutely.